Vasavi College of Education, Pondicherry, takes immense pleasure in welcoming you for the second year, my dear students. Through these material, I would like to explain the course, the second year course in detail, the theory papers, their nature, and about the practicals, the internship, and the university examination. So before you're getting into the second year, I want you to have a clear idea about how the year would be. Okay? Thank you. So here, let's go through the list of theory papers. The first one, school management. And you have a credit 4. So nature of the paper. So what you will be studying in school management? Concept of a school. So school is a miniature society. So what is a school and how a school should be, and what should be the measurement and what all a school should have. Okay, its management and its administration and types of schools like CBSE schools, ICSE schools, private school, public school, government school, and multifaceted role of a teacher, how a teacher should be, and head teacher, the principal. So all these you will be learning in the school management. And child rights. So what are the rights a child has? And supervision. How do you go about supervision? And what are the various types of examination? How do you prepare your students for the examination? And how do you tie up with government agencies? So all such things you will be learning under school management. The second one is assessment for learning. Now this is also 4 credit paper, that is full paper. So under this you will be learning about assessment and evaluation. Why do you need assessment? And what is the difference between measurement and evaluation? So all types of questions will be answered here. Now what are the different areas of assessment? And what are the different techniques of evaluating? Now what are the different tools of evaluating? Like a questionnaire, an opinioner. Okay, so different types of techniques of evaluation and tools of evaluation you will be studying. Meaning and the process of CCE, continuous comprehensive evaluation. So how do you evaluate a child continuously and comprehensively? And formative test and summative test, all these you will be learning here. So assessment for learning is again a full paper for 4 credits. Now the third paper is pedagogy of school subject 1. So this is mentioned as part 2, that is for second year. So part 2 means for second year. So pedagogy of school subject. Now this pedagogy, some people will pronounce as pedagogy also. So there's nothing wrong. So pedagogy is the correct word. Now what do you mean by pedagogy? Pedagogy is skill of teaching. So here in Pondicherry, you are given 2 optional subjects. That is 2 school subjects you can take. One is your major subject, the other one you can take. So like many of you have biological science and English, many of you have maths and physical science. So your first one is, let's suppose your first subject is mathematics. So pedagogy of school subject 1, about mathematics you will be learning. So how to teach mathematics, that's what you will be learning here. So here the credit is 4. Now this is optional 1. Now what you will be learning under this? Aims and objectives of teaching and learning the subject. Why do you learn mathematics? And how do you teach mathematics? The art and skill of teaching the subject. Various teaching methods like activity oriented method, project method, and techniques, and what are the approaches to teach mathematics or physics or biological science or English and Tamil. Each one needs a different technique and approach. And use of technology. How do you use computers? Not only computers, you can use any number of technology here. Now it is booming, so you can use anything. Like you can make use of YouTube, you can make use of Facebook, you can make use of WhatsApp. Okay, and laboratories. like all the projects for physics and chemistry and biology, you need lab. So hands-on experiences in the laboratories. So how do you use that? So all this you will be learning under this. A knowledge of curriculum and evaluation. So what is the syllabus and curriculum here, and how do you evaluate you teach? So here you should be knowing to learn and write a lesson plan. Okay, so what is a lesson plan? In a macro classroom, that is for 45 minutes you are taking a class. So in that class, what you will be teaching? Okay, so 45 minutes will be spent for motivation and for delivery of the content, and how do you train the students, and how do you follow it up, what are the assignments you will give. Okay, so lesson plan for that 45 minutes you have to write and you have to plan. So under pedagogy of school subject, the first optional you have to learn all this under this subject. Thank you. Now this is pedagogy of school subject 2, part 2. So here again you will be learning aims and objectives of teaching the second paper. Okay, so let's suppose you have maths and physics. The first one is maths for you, the second one is physics, and many of you have English and English, so both will be the same for you. So here also you will be learning how to write lesson plans for this. That is, how do you prepare a lesson for the entire 45 minutes? What are the blackboard? You have any idea how to use the blackboard? You have any models? You have any charts? And how do you demonstrate? So all these you need to plan beforehand you meet the students. If you don't have a plan for the class, the students will have a plan for you. So you need to be very proactive. Okay, thank you. The next paper is creating an inclusive school. So this is a half paper. That's why 2 credits are given. Now what you will be learning here, the knowledge and concepts related to disability and inclusion. So what are the various types of disability? Visual, physical, mental. Okay, so all types of disability you will be learning. Now the entire world is moving towards, gearing towards including all the challenged students. So no more we use the word disabled. We have to say physically challenged, mentally challenged, visually challenged. So such students, how can we include them and incorporate them into the normal school stream? Okay, that's what you will be learning. And what are the policies and practices which are related to this special education? So this is your half paper, and creating an inclusive school is your 5th paper. So you have an optional course that is elective, and our college gives only one elective, population education. For this you have 2 credits. This is also a half paper. So the nature of the paper, what is the meaning and scope and importance of population education, and why should we learn about population education, and what are the different policy and programs on population education worldwide and specifically to India. So this is what you will be learning under this. So as I have briefed you about the subjects individually, now let me tell you about the scheme of examination. So school management, so totally you have 6 papers, and under 6 papers, 4 are full papers, that is 4 credits, and 2 are half papers, 2 credits. Okay, so each paper is for 100 marks. Now the internal marks will be, for the full paper it is 20, 20, 20, 20. Now the internal marks you need to write assignments and all the unit test and all the model exams. So all these will be taken for internal marks. Now the external marks 80, that is your university examination. For full paper it is 80 marks. For half paper it is 40. So totally you have 20 credits, and the internal will be for 100. External will be for 400. So totally 500 will be your marks. So let me tell you about the pattern of question paper for university examination. Now the full paper 80 marks, so 3 hours you will be writing. So 2 questions of 10 marks. Okay, so 2 questions out of 4. Now that will be internal choice, this or that. Okay, like that only it will be given. Now 8 questions of 5 marks each. and 8 questions out of 12 and 10 questions of 2 marks. So answer 10 questions and 10 out of 10. There is no choice here. For half paper it is 40 marks. You will be writing for 2 hours and 1 question will be for 10 marks, 5 questions of 4 marks, 5 questions for 2 marks. So this is your university pattern. Now let me tell you about the passing criteria. A pass in the theory examination, a minimum of 45% both in external examination, that is you need to take 36 out of 80 and 9 out of 20 in the internal. Okay, so total 50 marks combining both external and internal. Now in case of half paper, a minimum of 45 marks, so 18 out of 40 and 5 out of 10 in the internal and a total of 25. So even if you get 18 in external but total is not 25, then you won't be passing. Okay, so total external and internal should be 25 together. So that is your passing mark. Now B.Ed degree program should be completed by the student teachers in not more than 4 years from the date of admission to the program. So distribution of marks for continuous and comprehensive evaluation, that is internal and also external. So total number of theory papers, you have 4 full papers. Now the internal marks 4 into 20, so 80 marks. For half papers it is 10 marks, so you have 2 half papers, 2 into 10, 20. And for practical, that is pedagogy 1 for 100, pedagogy 2 again for 100. Now you have yoga and health and physical education. So this is one practical. For this you have 50 marks. This is purely internal. And EPC 4, enhancing professional capacity. So EPC means enhancing professional capacity. So you have done EPC 1, 2, 3 in first year. Now this is EPC 4. So understanding the self. So this is for 50 marks. So yoga, health and physical education, you will be writing a record. Any yoga and health and of course whatever you have done in the first year, you will be writing. Understanding the self, I request you to write anything like who you appreciate as a person. Okay, so about them you can write and what are the specific qualities which inspired you. So about all that you can write. Now about the external marks, 4 into 80, 320 and 2 half paper, 2 into 40, 80 and practical external 100 and this is also 100. Yoga, health and EPC 4, it is only internal, so 50 and 50 totally for 1000 marks. So your total marks will be 1000. So marks allotted for teaching competency during school internship. So here 100 marks for pedagogy 1 and 100 marks for pedagogy 2. So teaching competency, writing lesson plan and performance will be 50 and preparation of teaching resources including ICT based, that is you can use a PowerPoint or you can show them a video, anything, and making charts, models, flashcards. So they are teaching resources. So 20 marks and lesson observation record. So you need to observe the regular teacher of that school and again you need to observe your peer also. So that is for 10 marks and evaluation, giving a test and evaluating and diagnosis. Why the student they have written like this and the remedial program. So this is for 20 marks. So this is how your 100 marks has been divided for pedagogy. So first year you went for 4 weeks, that is 1 month, a school internship. Now second year 16 weeks, 4 months of school internship. In 2 spells you are supposed to go, that is first 2 months, then again 2 months. So first week you are supposed to observe the classes taken by the regular teacher. Okay, so at least 5 lessons in your pedagogy. Pedagogy subject 1 and pedagogy subject 2. In each pedagogy 5 lessons. Now the next 15 weeks you need to give at least 15 lessons, okay, and at least one should be ICT based, and 15 lessons one should be at ICT at level 2. So pedagogy 1 and pedagogy 2, subject 1 and subject 2, 15 plus 15, 30 lessons you're supposed to give. For spell 1, the internship for graduates must be both at upper primary, so 6 to 8, and secondary classes, and for postgraduates 7 to 8, 11 and 10, and for senior secondary levels also you can take. So during the internship, student teachers will also be engaged in making observation of classes taught by regular teacher and the peer teachers. During this period, your classroom teaching and evaluation at the end of 15 lessons, diagnosis based feedback to the students should be completed by student teacher. Now during the internship, you need to write lesson plans, 15 plus 15, 30 lesson plans per pedagogy. Okay, you need to write that. So the second year has practicals. Okay, so after internship, you will be having practicals usually in the month of February. Now what are the records you need to submit for B.Ed second year? Lesson observation record for pedagogy 1 and pedagogy 2. That is, you observe the regular teacher and you observe the peer teacher. And lesson plans for pedagogy 1 and 2. For pedagogy 1, you need to write lesson plans. For pedagogy 2, separately, you need to write lesson plans. Test and measurement. For pedagogy 1 separate, pedagogy 2 separate. So the test which you have given, and you need to write down the marks. Okay, after writing the marks, you need to calculate the mean, median, mode, that is measures of central tendency, and you need to find out how the curve goes, whether this is a normal classroom, whether this follows into the normal distribution, or how it is, how the students have done, and how to remediate. So evaluation based remediation record also you need to write. Besides this, you need to prepare teaching resources, charts, models. Okay, so for every pedagogy you need to make some 20 charts and flashcards and one working model, non-working model for each pedagogy. So all these you need to submit for the practicals. Okay, so practicals will be for 2 days. So the first day you will be going to a school and external examiner will watch you. So you need to have a lesson plan with you, and according to the lesson plan and according to the charts and whichever you are having at that time, you will be taking class. So you will be evaluated for taking a regular class. And the second day, so the first day you will go to school and take a class. Okay, so for the second day, now this may be for 5 to 10 minutes. They might ask you to take class for pedagogy 1 and pedagogy 2 also. Now the second day you have to come to college. In the college you will be showing all the records and the teaching resources which you are supposed to use during your internship. The models, working model, non-working model and all that. So you have to display everything with your records, and external examiners will come and check your records and your resources, and they will ask you questions. So there will be a viva. Okay, so after this viva you will be evaluated, you will be given marks based on your performance. So this is about your second year. So you have theory, you have internship, and you have practicals. So practicals will be in the month of February. Now theory exams will be at the end of May and June. Okay, the start of June. So this is about it. Hope I have given you a clear idea about the second year course. Okay, now the lessons will follow. I want you to go through the blog Dr. Shubha Anantaraj B.Ed Learning Materials. I have already posted material for creating inclusive school. Now start learning with that. Okay, now you can start with your unit 1. Now I'll be sending you assignments and questions. Wish you good luck, my dear students. Thank you.